My beloved child, there are moments when your heart trembles in ways you cannot quite explain, as though an unseen wind is passing through your soul, touching places you cannot fully grasp. You may wonder what it is, unease or merely a fleeting emotion, but I tell you in truth, it is not by chance. It is a deep calling I have placed within your spirit long before you came to know this day. As it is written, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." Jeremiah 1:5. What you are sensing is not confusion or loss of direction. It is awakening a spiritual stirring that is opening the way for you to step into what I have already ordained. You do not need to understand everything in order to move forward, for there are journeys that only become illuminated when you choose to take the next step. I know that within you, there is both hesitation and anticipation. Nights when you lie awake, caught between questions that seem to have no answers. Yet, it is precisely there, in that place where vulnerability and hope intertwine, that I am working most deeply within you. For the Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. When my light touches your life, darkness no longer has the authority to define who you are. You once thought that the pauses in your life were delays to be regretted, that closed doors were signs of rejection. But, my child, I do not act randomly or without purpose. Every time you are held back, every moment when things do not unfold as you expected, it is not because you lack ability. It is because I am protecting you from what is not yet meant for you. There are doors which, if opened too soon, would become burdens instead of blessings. As it is written, there is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Ecclesiastes 3:1. What you perceive as delay is, in truth, my careful alignment of your steps with the perfect timing I have prepared. Remember the story of David, who was anointed as king while still young, yet did not immediately take his place upon the throne. He passed through years of obscurity, fleeing, hiding, and even facing threats to his life. Yet in those very seasons that seemed like postponement, I was shaping him, teaching him trust, training him for battle, and forming within him the heart of a leader. Had David been given the throne too soon, he would not have had the depth to sustain it. In the same way, my child, the seasons you call not yet are the very places where I am preparing you for what is to come. And you must understand this as well. The pressures you are facing are not evidence of failure, but signs of the value you carry. The enemy does not waste its strength on what is insignificant. It targets what holds promise, what carries purpose. Therefore, when you feel tested, misunderstood, or wounded without reason, do not be quick to believe that you have lost your way. On the contrary, these may be signs that you are drawing nearer to what I have prepared for you. Dear friends, do not be surprised at the fiery ordeal that has come on you to test you, but rejoice. 1 Peter 4:12-13. For through these trials, your faith is being refined, my child. There were times when you condemned yourself in the face of difficulty, believing that every hardship was a consequence of your own shortcomings. But I want you to understand this clearly. I do not operate through punishment as you once believed. I do not use your failures to strike you down. I use love to refine and renew you. When you feel the heat pressing upon your soul, it is not a fire meant to consume you, but a refining fire, one that separates from you all that does not belong to your true nature, the nature I have placed within you. As it is written, he will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. Malachi 3:3. I am not burning you, I am purifying you. There are things you have carried without realizing how heavily they weighed upon your heart, old fears. Words that once wounded you, memories that caused you to withdraw and hold back. And I with both gentleness and unwavering purpose. I am removing these layers one by one, not to strip you of who you are, but to restore you to who you were created to be. What I am preparing to entrust to you cannot rest upon a foundation burdened by the past. Destiny requires more than ability. It requires a heart that has been refined, a heart that has learned to stand in the light rather than retreat into the shadows. Consider the story of Joseph, who received a great dream early in life, yet had to endure years of betrayal, misunderstanding, and imprisonment. If seen only from the outside, his life would appear to be a sequence of injustice and misfortune. But my child, none of those steps were punishment, they were preparation. When he finally stood before Pharaoh, he did not possess merely the gift of interpretation. He carried a heart that had been tested, a spirit that had learned forgiveness, and a depth strong enough to bear great responsibility. As it is written, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Genesis 50:20. This truth is no less real in your life. I cannot entrust you with greater things while your inner being still trembles under the weight of old voices. If I were to open wide doors while your heart remains bound by fear, you would perceive blessing as a threat. If I were to lift you up while you still believe you are unworthy, you would diminish yourself even as you rise. That is why I am doing a hidden work within you. I am changing the way you see yourself. I am teaching you to see yourself through my light, not through the lens of what you have been through. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone. The new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17. You are no longer defined by your past. You are being shaped by what I am doing in you now. My child, what is coming upon your life is not a minor adjustment or a passing shift. It is a profound transformation, a turning point that the unseen realm has long recognized, even before you became aware of it. I am leading you into new connections, new opportunities, and doors that once remained closed despite all your efforts. But this time, you will not have to force them open. They will open at the appointed moment, like an invitation already prepared. As it is written, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Revelation 3:8. And when you step through, you will no longer feel out of place, for you will be walking exactly where I have destined you to be. Yet before you fully enter into what lies ahead, I need you to awaken. Do not allow your soul to remain asleep in old patterns or outdated ways of thinking. The season of delay has fulfilled its purpose. The season of refinement is reaching its fullness. And now, a new door is beginning to open. I am not asking you to be strong in the way the world defines strength. I am asking you to recognize that I am calling you. When you perceive that call, you will rise, not by striving, but by responding. Look within yourself, to that place where at times it feels as though you are walking through an unseen battlefield. There are moments when old memories suddenly surface, when thoughts arise that cause you to doubt who you are, when emotions weigh on you without clear explanation. But my child, these are not signs that you are losing. They are signs that something within you is worth protecting. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Ephesians 6:12. And in that battle, I am not distant. I am right beside you, teaching you to discern what is truth and what is merely the echo of past wounds. I see the tender places within your heart, the areas that still respond with pain at the slightest touch. You once believed these made you weak, that they diminished your worth. But I do not see you that way. The cracks within you are not reasons for rejection. They are places where I desire to bring healing. Remember this, my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. It is precisely in the places where you feel most fragile that my strength is revealed most clearly. You do not need to hide those broken places. In my kingdom, what has been wounded often becomes the very place where light shines through most powerfully. I do not mend you hastily. I restore you with patience and with love. And when my work in you is complete, the areas that once felt weak will become stronger than those that were never broken. Therefore, my beloved, do not fear this journey. Do not fear the refining. Do not fear the change. Do not fear what you do not yet understand. All of it is leading you to a place where you will stand firm, where you will walk in freedom, and where you will be fully prepared. And when that day comes, you will not only step into what I give, you will be able to sustain it. With a heart that has been completely renewed in me, there are moments when your mind becomes like a forest covered in dense mist, where every path seems to dissolve into uncertainty, leaving you unsure whether to move forward or turn back. In that stillness, negative thoughts creep in like the quiet stirrings of unseen creatures in the night, and memories that once wounded you echo like the restless rustling of dry leaves. Yet, even there, my eyes have never left you. I hold in my hand a light that does not fade. Just as it is written, your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. Psalm 119, 105. You do not need to clear the mist by your own strength. You need only follow the light I set before you. And as you walk, whether slowly or with trembling, each layer of fog will recede. Each path will become clearer, until you realize that no darkness has ever been great enough to hide you from my guidance. There are times when you look back at relationships you have lost, and your heart tightens with sorrow. People you once trusted have walked away. Hands you once held firmly have let go when you needed them most. You have called it abandonment, a wound that cannot be healed. But I see it differently. I see necessary separation, meant to protect you from paths that would have led you astray. Just as in the journey of Abraham, when I called him to leave his homeland and everything familiar, it was not to take from him, but to lead him into a greater promise. Go from your country to the land I will show you. Genesis 12:1. What you have lost is not an ending. It is preparation for new connections, ones built on truth, purity, and purpose. Do not think of yourself as weak simply because you are being corrected and shaped. A true warrior is not formed in comfort, but in the process of refinement. I do not discipline you to shame you, but to free you from the false beliefs that have quietly governed your thoughts and responses. When I lead you to face old wounds, it is not so that you may collapse under their weight, but so that you may be released from their hold. Each time you feel as though I am touching a sensitive place within you, remember this: I am not adding pain. I am removing arrows that have long been embedded deep within your soul. As it is written, I will heal their backsliding. I will love them freely. Hosea 14:4. In my hands, correction is never separated from mercy. It always carries restoration within it. Look back over the path you have already walked. The things that once terrified you did not break you. The trials that seemed beyond your strength became the very places where you grew. The pauses you once interpreted as setbacks have deepened your spirit in ways you could not have imagined. You are no longer who you used to be. Your mind is being renewed. Your vision is expanding. The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Psalm 27:1. As you begin to see yourself through my light, you will no longer be defined by what you have been through, but by what I am forming within you. And now, you are approaching a significant threshold, a transition that no force can hinder. I have not brought you this far for you to remain where you are, but to step forward into what lies ahead. What awaits you is not merely a surface-level change, it is a complete reorientation of your path. I am positioning you in the right place, at the right time, with the right connections, For I know the plans I have for you, plans for peace and not for harm. Jeremiah 29:11. And as you move into this, you will begin to sense a guidance that is both gentle and unwavering, like an unseen hand steadying each of your steps. My beloved, hear clearly what I declare over your life. Your past no longer has the authority to bind you. The voices that once caused you to doubt will grow quiet. The fears that once controlled you will lose their place. Just as the rising sun dissolves the morning mist, my light will dissolve every lingering chain. So if the sun sets you free, you will be free indeed. John 8:36. You are no longer a prisoner of what has happened. You are one who has been released to step into what is yet to come. Do not look upon your journey as a series of failures. See it for what it truly is, a process of refinement. You are not rising out of shame. You are rising out of the identity I have placed within you, not as someone who merely survived the storm, but as one who has been prepared to stand firm in the storms ahead. What once pressed you down no longer holds power over you. For I have placed within you a new authority, the authority of life, of light, and of truth. Therefore, from this moment forward, walk with a renewed awareness. You are no longer moving as you once did. You walk as one who knows they belong to me, who is led by me, who is protected by me. And as you continue, day by day, you will begin to see with increasing clarity. You are not merely enduring, you are overcoming. Within the very journey I have ordained for you from the beginning. My beloved child, do not think that you are entering this season alone, as though you must navigate these unfamiliar movements by your own strength or understanding. I have never left you to stand by yourself. And in this moment, I am even more intentional in surrounding you. I am arranging the right people to come into your life, not by coincidence, not as passing encounters, but as divinely appointed connections, established in my wisdom, long before you recognize the need for them. They will not come to distract you, but to lift you, not to drain you, but to strengthen and steady you. As it is written, two are better than one. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. The relationships I bring into your life will become support, not burden. You have walked through relationships that left you weary, connections that caused you to question your worth. And there were times when you did not understand why I allowed such experiences to unfold. But now, look again with new eyes. I was separating you from what was not aligned in order to lead you into what is true. There are those who could not continue with you, not because you were lacking, but because they were not part of where you were going. I did not remove them to leave you empty. I made room so that you could receive what is better. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. 1 Corinthians 15:33. I cleared away what clouded your vision so that you could see more clearly the direction I am guiding you toward. And soon, you will recognize new people, those who do not require you to strive to be understood. When you speak, they will perceive. When you are silent, they will still discern what is within you. They will not come out of temporary need, but out of shared purpose. They will intercede when you are weak, walk beside you when you are strong, and move forward with you without pulling you backward. Just as Jonathan stood beside David, not in jealousy, not in opposition, but in loyalty and strength, Jonathan helped him find strength in God. 1 Samuel 23:16. So it will be with the connections I bring into your life, not to take from you, but to strengthen you in me. My child, the road ahead is not without challenge, but it is a path for which you have already been equipped. I have placed upon you a new covering, a sharper discernment, and a deeper steadfastness. The things that once unsettled you will no longer so easily reach you. Put on the full armor of God. so that you can take your stand. Ephesians 6:11. This is not a distant promise, it is a present reality I am forming within you. You will begin to discern what is truth and what is deception. What is my leading and what is a voice to be released? I do not merely stand beside you, I go before you to make the way. I remain behind you to guard you, and I surround you with my presence. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:8. As you walk forward, you will no longer feel as though you are wandering alone, for you will begin to sense my presence as tangibly as the air you breathe, steadying you, guiding you, and holding you in every step you take. Understand this clearly. My beloved child, the transition you are stepping into is no longer something distant or unfolding far ahead. It is happening in this very moment. I am repositioning you in the spiritual realm, opening doors you have never seen before, renewing the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you perceive yourself. As it is written, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" Isaiah 43:19. You will begin to sense it like a fresh current flowing into you, a new life, a new light, a clarity you could never manufacture on your own. You will hear me more clearly, not because I am speaking louder, but because your heart has grown quieter and more attuned to my voice. You will walk with greater steadiness, not because fear has completely vanished, but because you know I am with you. You will believe more deeply, not because everything around you is perfect, but because you are beginning to see me in all things. And gradually, you will come to realize that my presence is no longer just an idea, it is a living reality that surrounds you, sustains you, and moves with you. My child, this moment is not coincidence. You are not merely reading these words. You are standing within an appointment I have prepared long before now. I have used every stage of your life, the battles, the pauses, the hardships to build the foundation for this very time. What you once thought was broken, I have turned into groundwork. What you believed was an ending, I have used to open a beginning. Therefore, you will not step out of this moment as the person you once were. You will step forward with a renewed awareness, a new position, an identity established in me. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, 1 Peter 2-9. You are no longer one searching in the darkness, you are one who carries light. You are no longer someone driven by circumstances, you are one led by me. Hold this firmly in your heart. This appointment is real. This transition is real. And you, yes, you are being called to step into a role I have already prepared for you. Do not draw back. Do not doubt. Open your heart just a little more, and you will see me more clearly than ever before. My beloved, I want you to keep this deep within you, like one holding a precious warmth through the cold of night. What you have just entered is not a fleeting moment that will pass and fade away, but the beginning of a long journey I have prepared for you in advance. The stirrings you feel within your spirit, at times gentle like a breeze, at times sharp like a call you cannot ignore, at times quiet like a peace without words, are not accidental. They are how I am reaching for you, drawing you closer. Come near to God and He will come near to you, James 4:8. And you are already within that response, even if you have not yet found the words to name it. Do not rush to believe that you must understand everything all at once. Walking with me is not a race toward immediate clarity, but a steady journey of a soul that knows it is loved and gently led. I do not look for perfection in your understanding. I look for willingness in your heart. When you dare to whisper a simple surrender, "Here I am. Lead me," the doors you once thought were sealed will open in ways you never expected. As it is written, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and he will make your path straight. Proverbs 3, 5, 6. You do not need to see the entire road ahead. You only need to follow my guidance. One step at a time. Remember the story of Samuel, who as a child heard a voice in the night but did not yet recognize that it was me. He ran back and forth in confusion until he learned to respond. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. 1 Samuel 3, 10. You are in a moment like that not because you lack anything, but because you are learning to discern my voice. And once you recognize it, you will no longer chase after every other sound. You will become still. You will listen. And in that listening, you will be led. My beloved, understand this deeply. Nothing in your life has the power to stop what I have ordained. No circumstance is strong enough to block the path I have opened. No word spoken against you can erase what I have written over your life. No weight from your past can pull you away from the future I have prepared. If God is for us, who can be against us? Romans 8:31. I stand within your future like an unquenchable flame, lighting each step and ensuring that you will not lose your way. The old chapters of your life, the ones you have revisited with pain and regret, I am now closing. Not because they were without meaning, but because they have fulfilled their purpose. I do not want you to remain trapped in pages that have already been written. I am opening new ones, chapters that only I can write with you. And in every line, in every step, I do not stand at a distance, giving direction. I walk with you, with gentleness that steadies you and power that sustains you. You are no longer someone wandering in darkness, searching for a path. You are one walking upon a path already prepared. For I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14:6. When you come to understand this, your steps will no longer tremble as they once did, because you will know that you are not creating the way you are walking in the way I have already made. So now, my child, pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Sense how near I truly am, not as a distant idea, but as a real presence surrounding you. When you step out of this moment, I do not remain behind. I go with you. When you rest, I am still watching over you. As it is written, he who watches over you will neither slumber nor sleep. Psalm 121:3. When you grow weary, I sustain you. When you feel weak, I strengthen you. When you tremble, I stand beside you. You are no longer entering this new season as one who is alone. You step into it covered by my presence, carried by my breath, upheld by my power. And from this moment forward, you are no longer standing in a place of waiting. You are in the transition. You are being sent. You are being prepared for something greater than you have ever imagined. Hold this truth within you. You are ready, not because you are perfect, but because I have made you sufficient. And as you walk, remember that I always go before you, preparing the way, clearing the path, and waiting for you to step into everything I have set aside for you from the very beginning. My beloved, as you stand at the threshold of the transition I have opened before you, I do not want you to simply listen and move on as though nothing has touched you. I want you to pause, to open your heart more deeply, and to allow your soul to respond, not with rehearsed words, not with forced expressions, but with truth flowing from your innermost being. So let this guide you now. Lift your heart to me fully, in trust, in surrender, and in readiness to be transformed. Almighty God, the one who reigns over all ages and discerns every thought before it is spoken, I come before you not with confidence in myself, but with the humility of a heart that recognizes that all I have comes from you. I lay before you the stirrings I do not yet understand, the movements within me I cannot yet name, and I ask you to bring clarity in your own way. For I know that the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard my heart and my mind. Philippians 4:7. And it is within that peace that I find a guidance far clearer than anything my own reasoning could ever provide. Loving Father, the one who not only calls me but walks with me in every smallest step, I bring before you the fears that still linger within me, the moments when I hesitate at new doors, the times I feel the urge to retreat because I am unsure of my strength. I ask you to replace all of this with courage that comes from you. For I remember your word, do not fear, for I am with you. I am your God, Isaiah 41:10. And I choose to trust that your presence alone is enough to carry me forward, even when the path ahead is not yet fully revealed. Healer and restorer, I lift up to you the old wounds I once tried to hide, the memories that still echo within me, the places in my heart that remain tender and easily touched by pain. I ask that you reach into each of those places not with judgment, but with the gentleness of your love. For I know that he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. And I believe that there is no darkness within me that your light cannot reach and transform. Faithful God, the one who began a good work in me and will bring it to completion, I place into your hands my future, what I have not yet seen, the doors I have not yet entered, the roles I have not yet embraced. I do not hold on to them in fear of loss, but surrender them in trust, knowing that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6. And I ask that you teach me to walk not in anxiety, but in full confidence in your perfect plan. Loving Father, I also bring before you the relationships in my life, those who have come, those who have gone, and those you are preparing to send. I ask that you purify every connection, so that I may hold only what comes from you. For I know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. Romans 8:28. And I trust that every person you place beside me carries purpose and meaning within the story you are writing through my life. And now, as these prayers have been lifted up, my heart is no longer weighed down by what I do not yet understand, but has become light in surrender from the deepest place within my soul. I offer you my thanksgiving. Faithful one, I thank you because you have never left me, even in the moments when I failed to recognize your presence. For as it is written, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Hebrews 13:5. And that promise has become the foundation upon which I stand. Even when everything around me shifts and changes, God of all grace, I also thank you for everything you have done within me through every season, through the times I thought I was delayed, the moments I believed I had lost my way, and the days I felt alone. Now I see that all of it has been part of a greater preparation. As it is written, the Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Psalm 138:8. And I know that nothing in my life is meaningless when it rests in your hands. My beloved child, as you lift these words, I want you to understand that I am not only listening, I am moving. Every word you speak does not fall into emptiness. It reaches my heart, and I am responding in ways beyond what you can imagine. For before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear. Isaiah 65:24. Be assured, not a single word of yours is overlooked. Therefore, keep your heart in peace and continue to walk in the light I have set before you. Do not return to what is already past. Do not doubt what I am doing, but move forward with an open heart. This journey does not end here, it continues. Deeper, vida, and more glorious than anything you have known. And I, the one who has called you, will remain with you in every step until all that I have promised is fully accomplished in your life. Thank you for listening to this message. Remember, you are not merely a listener, you are chosen to live daily in the presence of God's Word. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss any spiritual messages. Amen.